Thank you so much for joining us on 13 News at noon. I'm Felicia Lawrence on the desk for Matthew Foltz. And this afternoon, we're learning more about an Arsenal Tech High School student killed in a stabbing just a few blocks away from campus. So we know that a boy has been arrested for this stabbing. Logan Gay spoke with a neighbor who believes she witnessed that arrest.
Leah Fett said she and her dad were preparing to finish their Christmas shopping. But before they left, she heard a loud commotion.
And I heard a lot of sirens and they just stopped. They were very close. And I was like, man, that sounds like those are out in front of the house.
So she says she stepped outside on her porch and heard yelling.
That's when they had the male subject. They had their gun drawn at him and were, telling him to get down, get down. And when he got down, they took his backpack off of him, put him in cuffs.
She says seeing the officers with the guns drawn made her feel anxious, knowing she had a child inside. She expected this response was connected to the attack that happened behind her house, where a teen girl was stabbed and killed. Monday evening, IPS identified the victim as Annabelle Trio, a student at Arsenal Tech. A few hours into the investigation, police announced they had a person of interest in the case. Fentz is a mother. She says it breaks her heart to know that the girl was found laying on the ground in the cold and rain instead of safe in a classroom. This is what prompted her to have a tough conversation with her own children.
I talked to both of them and I was like, I know you guys probably think I'm controlling and I know that you guys get really mad at my helicopter parenting, but it's because I'm terrified because anything can anything can happen at the blink of an eye and at any age.
She says she also feels for the parents involved.
For all we know, that mom, either of those moms could have been trying their absolute hardest and done absolutely everything that they can, but, their kids still made the decision that they made. So, I don't know. It's awful. I don't know. And it's getting younger and younger and it's just scary.
The motive for the stabbing is still unknown. Vet says she feels for everyone involved, especially around the holidays.
My condolences to the family, to both families, really, because, realistically, 2 lives were ruined.
In a statement, IPS says the school will have the IPS crisis team on site to help students, staff, and parents who are grieving the loss of the student. And this stabbing makes 201 in homicides this year, according to data from IMPD. Numbers show this is the 5th year in a row that officers have investigated more than 200 homicides. Police say criminal homicides are down 32%. They say that shows a positive trend, but there's still work that needs to be done.
It's not something that's going to change overnight, but the more hands in the pot, the more individuals putting an effort towards the community, towards the city, the better we will see in our community.
And when it comes to solving these crimes, community input is key. Police say witnesses come forward and it can help officers track down criminals and get justice for the victims and their families. You do not have to give your name to give police information. And when you call Crime Stoppers, you can stay anonymous. The number here on your screen, 317-262-TIPS. And this afternoon, we're learning that a 15-year-old in Cass County is under arrest accused of making threats towards other students. Lewis Cass, school's resource officer, learned of the threat and detained the student before staff issued a lockdown. The officer says he found weapons on the student, but they were not firearms. During a search at the teen's home, investigators say they found a potential hit list. The teen is currently in the Allen County Juvenile Detention Center waiting to appear in court. And we have a live look outside right now. It is just a beautiful day. The sun is out. It's a little chilly, but it just feels so much warmer in the sun. Sean is tracking all of this. These are really mild temperatures for December, Sean.
Well, yeah, we were almost at 60 yesterday. We are cooler than that, but they all can't be near 60 degrees in December. But still, that sunshine looks so nice.
Yes.
Enjoy it because we're back to some showers tomorrow here. Oh, yeah, but my goodness, it is nice. Hopefully, you'll be able to get out and enjoy some of this. Before we wrap it up here, but a dry day in progress. This is 65 near 38th Street. You can see, again, the blue sky, little mid-level cloud cover. Temperatures, average highs around 40. We're already well above that in most locations here. Won't be far from 50 degrees to peak out today. 46 right now in Indy. We've got a 50-degree temperature on the map there in Terre Haute, close to that in Shelbyville. It is a clean sweep on radar today. You can see some of those wispy mid-high level clouds. They will be harmless. Enjoy what should be a pretty decent December afternoon. Above average, but again, it certainly is going to feel cooler when you compare it to what we had yesterday in the mid and upper 50s here. Now, a little snowmaker to the north. What we get from this weather system is going to be really late tonight after sunset. Most of it is going to be the liquid form tomorrow. We'll walk you through Wednesday. It's not going to rain all day long. Could have a few snowflakes. We'll talk about that. A little shot of cold on the way for the weekend coming up in the 7-day forecast.
All right, Sean, the liquid form. Thanks so much. Okay, on to more news. Right now, a 19-year-old man faces more than 30 charges for illegal parties he set up last year. A 16-year-old girl died at one of those events. Just moments ago, Jalen Helm was in court where he was charged with multiple felonies, including reckless homicide and money laundering. Investigators say Helms organized at least 20 illegal parties in 2023. They say he used social media to promote the parties and collected money for a cover charge. Court documents say that Helm supplied alcohol and narcotics to teenage partygoers while also allowing armed guests into the parties. 16-year-old Kaylin Washington was shot and killed at one of those parties. 9 others were injured.
If you're going to throw these parties with young people, with drugs, with alcohol and guns, we certainly think that is foreseeable and that you have deviated from the standard of care that you owe to the people who go to the party because you're putting them all at risk.
Helm is also charged with taking photos of people's debit cards while working at Taco Bell. Investigators say he would use the stolen cards to purchase party supplies. And then at today's hearing, a judge entered a preliminary not guilty plea. Helm's bond was also set at $80,000. He's due back in court on January 31st. Well, demolition of the Town and Terrace housing complex is continuing this afternoon. This month, crews will tear down 8 additional buildings at the complex. Demolition started last year, but the work to improve the sites dates back more than a decade. After a long legal battle, the city now owns 239 of the units, with 19 left to acquire. There are plans in the works to one day redevelop.
A place that says, yes, I'm on the far east side and this is the place to be.
It has to be done, though. This has to come down. There's no ifs, no ands, no buts. It's beyond remodeling.
Families living at Town and Terrace home did get help relocating to safer, cleaner places to live. The goal is to finish demolition by early 2026. And tenants living in a troubled apartment complex in Anderson have had enough. Our partners at the Herald Bulletin report the tenants at Bingham Square have been dealing with trash, bugs, and mold for more than a year. And now those tenants are moving out. The chairman of the Anderson Homeless Task Force tells the Herald Bulletin that 4 families are in new housing. The executive director of the Anderson Housing Authority says the city paid for the family's first month of rent, as well as security and utility deposits. Bingham Square's owners now face lawsuits filed by both the Indiana Attorney General and the Anderson Redevelopment Commission. Okay, this is a big weekend, okay? It's game week for IU football. The Hoosiers are gearing up for their rounds with Notre Dame Fighting Irish on Friday in the first round of the college football playoff. Now, both the Hoosiers and the Irish come in with 11 wins and just 1 loss apiece this season. And these 2 schools are meeting on the gridiron for the first time since 1991. IU head coach Curt Cignetti says everything is ramping up the Hoosiers this week in preparation, but he's confident that his guys will attack this just like any other game.
I mean, I think they're all excited to be a part of it, but I think they also all understand what it's going to take to be successful and play their very best football. At the end of the day, it's just football. You know, the game's going to be won or lost between the white lines, and I want them to go out there, fly around, have a little swag, and play the way we can play.
Okay. Fly, swag, and play. It sounds like a good list. Remember, the game is Friday night at 8 o'clock and will be played at Notre Dame Stadium. Our Dominic Miranda will be there covering all the big moments and will bring us pregame coverage Friday starting at 4. And if you're looking to go to the big showdown, it is going to cost you a little bit. The cheapest option right now on SeatGeek is a little over $1,000 for 2 tickets. With fees, it could be even more.